This is going to be Wednesdays with Wager. This is week number 7. Again, hit both of our best bets last week. We had 2 going in, and we hit the which seems to be super consistent, Miami overs. Not their team total, but just the over. Just crazy how that works. I got to keep hitting buttons there, or my thing will log out. We don't want that, right? We don't want it to log out. We're trying to make bets here. Got to see how many people are watching me. How many people want to see. Guys, if you want to make money, then you should bet my best bets because they are on fire. I've not missed this year. I've had one tie. It was week 1. Denver tied the 8-point spread. Other than that, have had only winners. 100% winners. That's pretty good. If you're, I don't know exactly what it is. 7-0-1 or something like that, right? I'm not 100% sure what the actual number is, but that's something like that. 7-0-1 maybe. I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys know. But let's talk about the Thursday game. Pittsburgh versus Cincy. Again, I'm loving that they put these divisional games. These divisional games on the Thursday game. It just gives it more value. I just think that it gives it more interest. Instead of putting like random Seattle versus, Atlanta or something, like something real random. But let's talk about Pittsburgh versus Cincy. Cincy got Joe Flacco. Probably a huge upgrade from what they were doing. He did play okay. He's still a statue. It's going to be easy for Pittsburgh to stomp on him, which is what I think will happen in this game. There will be a lot of Joe Flacco on his back. But what I more want to talk about in this game is the Cincinnati's lack of being able to play defense. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to shred them. This is what Cincinnati's given up since the game with Joe Burrow. They didn't give up very many points for whatever reason against the Browns, probably because the Browns' offense sucks. But it was against Joe Flacco actually. But since then, they've given up 27, 48, 28, 24, and 27. That is a clear answer to me to take the Pittsburgh team total, right? So let's go over here. Let's find the game right there. Pittsburgh team total. It's moving. Earlier it was plus 104. Now it's minus 107, which is fine. That's fine on the juice. Pittsburgh team total over 24 points. I know a lot of people are like, but Pittsburgh don't score very many points. Yeah, they will against this defense, though. So let's go 25 on that. Again, these Thursday games, I'm not a huge fan of just jumping out with a lot of money on. The only thing that really scares me about Pittsburgh a little bit is that this is kind of a trap game for them because they have the Colts, Packers, then the Colts are up next for them. So 2 much more difficult games coming up. Packers and the Colts. That's a lot. There's a lot of trap action there. Could they overlook Cincy? They could. Cincy maybe plays over their head a little bit. I don't know. But do I think they will? Nah, probably not. I think Pittsburgh will get it done. Trap games tend to not affect veteran quarterbacks as much as younger quarterbacks, which is a good thing here. I do like the Pittsburgh spread. I do like the line here. But I think if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do an adjusted parlay. And that's what I'm going to put in right here. Is I'm going to adjust this down to 2.5. And then I'm going to jump over here on the total. And I actually think this goes over because I actually think Pittsburgh scores a lot of points in this game. But I'm going to take it to 40.5, if I can get it to 40.5. So then when you hit, you're getting plus 123. That's better than a teaser, which is going to give you like minus 140 in this case. And you're essentially teasing this game to reasonable numbers that it'll hit, right? Pittsburgh just got to win by a field goal. and then over 40. If Flacco does anything, this game probably goes over 40. So if Flacco gets to 17, you're looking at, Pittsburgh getting over 24 is what I think is going to happen. So I think this is a relatively good bet. Again, I'm going to go 25 on it. It's plus money. It's like a teaser, but not. It's because it's just an adjusted parlay, but you get better value when you just adjust the parlays versus teasing them. You don't always got to have the full 6 points on the teaser because it's eating your lunch on the juice. I don't have a lot more to say about that game. I don't think the Bengals will be able to stop Pittsburgh. And I think Joe Flacco will turn the ball over a few times in that one just because I don't think the Bengals can block the D line for Pittsburgh. So that one probably gets out of hand and it's probably a pretty easy win. And Pittsburgh could get to 40 by themselves in that one. If it stays close, that's a situation where you start getting, Pittsburgh could kind of lay an egg maybe, but I just don't think so. Not in the situation they're in. Right now, Pittsburgh's thinking about a 1 seed in the playoffs because they're looking at their division going, well, that's wins, all them. If they get through some of their tougher games, maybe they're the 1 seed. They've only got one loss. They got a really solid football team, solid quarterback. Pittsburgh's looking way better than people want to admit. You're not hearing much about them, but they're strong. They're real strong. All right, what do we got next? We got another London game. I actually love how they're doing the London games. I like how they're back to back to back to back like this. The Rams and the Jaguars. This one's interesting, right? For my money, the Rams are the better team. The Rams are the more powerful team, better defense. I would say better quarterback. I would say equal on the running back. And if Nakua is in, the Rams have the better receiving core. But if Nakua, I think, is going to be out for this game. I think if not, he's going to be kind of limited. Now, the flip side of this, the other issue with this is London. The Jaguars are London's team. It's like their home team, right? There's actually been talk at times that the Jaguars could move to London, which is never going to happen, but they've definitely talked about it. But that's London's team, so it's going to be a home game for them. The Rams are flying all across the country. So even though I like the Rams in this game, the Rams are flying basically halfway around the world, and then they're playing a true road game in this one because the Jaguars fans will fill this up. So I'm not betting the side, even though I think the Rams are the side. I'm betting a Williams TD if it'll let me here. Let's see if it's available. Player offense, TD score, Kyron Williams. All right, let's go right here. I like 25. I think he's going to get enough goal line work in this one to score a touchdown. And my other thing is, and this could change closer to the game, is I actually like the receptions for. It's not offered. Okay. I like Devontae Adams' receptions. They're only offering me the Jaguars players right now, and I think that's because Nakua is up in the air, so they don't know how to handicap Adams. I was hoping to kind of catch Adams in a spot where we're getting a good line, whether they're unsure about Nakua, but it looks like they're not going to let us. But I like Adams 4.5 receptions and over, especially if Nakua is not there. I think it goes up to 6.5. He's just their second option, and I just have a feeling that he's going to get a lot of work. He gets a lot of targets as it is already, but him and Stafford haven't really figured it out yet. They're getting there, though. All right, so let's move on. We got Carolina and the Jets. Essentially, I like nothing about this game. There's not a bet I found in this game that I was interested in. I think the Rico Dowdle thing is somewhat related to the Cowboys. I don't know that he can keep repeating that success. There's nothing about that game I'm interested in. All right, Kansas City and the Raiders. Now, I'm really interested in this game. All right, again, this is where my best bet's going to come from. Now, I don't think it's available right now. Let's see. No, it's not. But my best bet in this game, guys, is Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown passes. The Chiefs can't really run the football. But Mahomes is throwing the football well. Plus, they're getting Rashee Rice back. The Raiders are going to get punished in that game. That line of 12 is right. The Kansas City Chiefs offense, guys, is really good, and it's about to get really better. With Rice in there, it changes even more. When Worthy got back, you see how better it got. Now Rice is going to be there. Guys, they're going to torture teams now. Just with all that speed and that motion, they're going to be able to do all the short passing. I expect Mahomes to start throwing 3 touchdowns a game. So we're going to try to catch this before they change it to the 2.5. Hopefully we catch it at 1.5 forever, but we probably won't. Also, with that said, I would consider betting Kansas City to win the AFC as soon as possible when you're still going to get a good number. Guys, Kansas City basically has no injuries. Unlike a lot of the other teams, are all beat up, and all their players are coming back. You guys, don't be surprised if the Chiefs win like 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row. It's probably going to happen. They're all healthy. They're getting all their pieces back. Rashee Rice has basically been out of football for a year, so he's super fresh, and he was already one of the better receivers in the NFL. So that game, guys, I expect that game. Expect Kansas City to do a number on the Raiders at home. I bet I would be surprised if Mahomes doesn't throw for 4 touchdowns in that game. So it might be a spot where you could ladder 2, 3, 4 and get some real good money there. I probably will do that. Again, the props aren't offered yet because it's a Wednesday, but they should be around Thursday or Friday. They'll start offering them. That's when I'm going to get on them. But that's my best bet. One of them. I have 2 best bets. That's one of them. Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown passes. All right, let's go to the next best bet because it's next in line. The New England Patriots. We've been all over the New England Patriots lately, and they've been cashing tickets for us. But -7, not scared of this number against the Titans on the road. The Patriots just went down to New Orleans, which is a significantly better team than the Titans. But the reason I like this New England -7 is this is a Vrabel revenge game, right? Tennessee fired him when he was doing good, right? He was doing good in Tennessee. He was doing good with a receiver at quarterback. You know, Tannehill was a receiver in college. And he had 13-win seasons and stuff there. They fired him. This is a revenge game. Expect Vrabel to kind of put the pedal to the metal in this one. I think they cover the 7 relatively easily. But just to be safe, we're going to just knock this to 6.5. I know they say don't buy points, but from the 7 down to 6.5, guys, I really like the buying it. You can say what you want to say about it, but I like it. I'm buying it. I'm doing it. It's what I do. I do what I want when I bet. I don't necessarily follow all the special rules that everyone puts forth. Guys, bet the way you want. If you think you should buy a hook, buy a hook. If you think you should pay to get a hook off there, pay to get a hook off there. I mean, guys, you want to win your bets, right? You may have the best of it and it ties, right? When you didn't have to tie. You could have lost a little bit of value and not tied. And so that's where I'm at on that one. All right, so that's all my best bets. So I got Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown passes. That's my favorite bet of the week. And I also got New England -7 as my second favorite bet of the week, based on revenge, based on Vrabel, based on New England is a lot better than Tennessee. I expect that New England defense to really torture Ward. The Tennessee's not going to score very many points, guys. They've already sold off most of their good players. It's just the way it works. You know, you're in a bad spot as Tennessee Titans. They're going to get rid of guys. All right, so let's go to the one other play that we've just been making money with, and that's these Miami games. And their team total, or the totals being over, right? Over in Miami. It's 40 again. We're getting a great number at 40. Now, here's the deal with this, is it's Cleveland, right? Cleveland don't score, but they'll score on Miami. I promise they will. Everyone scores on Miami. Every team they've played, even the bottom of the barrel teams, have scored on them. They're going to give up points. Also, Miami's going to score in Cleveland. And I know Cleveland's defense is really good. But guys, expect that -2.5 from Cleveland to be a good line. I think Cleveland wins this game, even with the rookie quarterback. I think the rookie quarterback has the best game he's had all his year. Miami comes right at the right time for him. He's going to get a get-right game here. I expect Cleveland to create some turnovers in this game, and that's a low line. That's a low total. We're going to take it. We're riding our Miami streak. We're betting all the games Miami plays in over because Miami's defense is so bad. And and the other part of it, guys, it's not just the defense. The other part of it is that the offense is good, right? Miami's offense is explosive and they score touchdowns and so 40 guys. I expect this game, both teams to get to the 20s in this one. I fully expect that. I actually think this game could be close to the over at the first half. If we get a defensive touchdown here by the Browns early, this one could really open up, and this could be real quick. So, guys, look for that one to go over. We've bet that Miami over every week, it seems like, or almost every week, and it just keeps cashing. And sometimes it takes right to the end of the game. Like last week, we were kind of close to the end of the game, and then they had 3 touchdowns at the end of the game. And it went way over, right? So, again, it's about the total. Like, it's about the overall, what you're looking at with them teams. And the overall situation is that Miami's going to give up points and that they're going to score points. It may take all game, but that's okay. That's fine. We're not betting a half or anything like that. We're just betting right here, right now. We want the whole game. All right. Moving on. The rest of these games, guys, I didn't really see much that I liked. There'll be props that I like later on, like Jonathan Taylor props. Jonathan Taylor is blowing up the world. Pretty much every prop in the Dallas Cowboys and Commanders game is probably good because them defenses are so bad. So expect Pickens to have a big game. Expect Debo to have a big game. Expect the running backs in that game to have a big game. Expect Daniels to have a big game. Dak to have a big game. That's a big prop game, guys. So on Sunday afternoon, we're going to be loading up on them props in that game. Neither defense is very good, and both offenses are pretty good. So expect that one to have a ton of prop action. Another thing I want to talk about for this week is if you look at, there's a ton of teaser spots, right? So let's start at the top. Pittsburgh is somewhat of a teaser spot. It's that 5.5 because they don't want a bunch of people teasing that. But that's still an okay teaser spot, all right? Then you got the Jets and Panthers is actually a teaser spot at 1, but we're not into that, right? Chiefs is actually a teaser spot. You're teasing through the 10, the 9, and the 7. If you tease it down to 6, it's a good spot. Miami, plus 2.5, tease it up to 8.5, is also a good teaser spot. If you're going to tease that one, tease the over. It's a better play. New England, great teaser spot, -7. The Saints are actually a good teaser spot here, but I don't like them going to Chicago. So I actually like Chicago in that game. All right. The Colts are getting 1.5 at the Chargers, guys. I almost made this my best bet. The only thing I'm worried about is it's a road game, but that's a great teaser spot. So it's probably the best teaser spot, right? You're getting probably the hottest team in the NFL or one of them, and you're getting up over 7.5. That's a great teaser spot for the Colts. And the Chargers are beat to pieces. The Broncos is a great teaser spot. I know people are loving the new faces at the Giants, but they're going to Denver, going to altitude, playing the best defense in the league, probably, or the second best defense in the league. Those rookies are going to struggle. Tease Denver down to 1 point. That's a pretty good teaser spot, right? Green Bay on the road to Arizona, not a great teaser spot. You trust Arizona to be tough at home. If I was teasing that one, I would actually tease Cardinals to 12.5. I wouldn't tease Green Bay down to 0. I don't think it's as good. Cowboys is a good teaser spot, 2 to 8. It's a really good teaser spot. Atlanta's a good teaser spot, 2.5 up to 8.5. Monday night, you look at Tampa Bay and the Lions. Tampa Bay is a great teaser spot. Baker Mayfield is beating everyone they put in front of him, and with whoever they put out there with him, he doesn't care. You'll get Baker at 11.5 points. That's awesome. And then here, Houston going to Seattle, guys. Monday night, that's a good bet. Take Seattle minus the 3.5. Houston has no business going up there to play versus them. Houston's going to get whopped, and it's just what it is. It's hard to play in Seattle. Seattle's a really good football team. I expect that one to be a 10-point or better game. But anyways, guys, if you have any questions, let me have them. That's kind of what I got this week. We can kind of go back over it. Here we go. We've got the Browns and Miami. That's our Miami over. Got New England minus 6.5. Remember, I bought that down from 7 to 6.5. I like that. On the London game, we got Kyron Williams to score a touchdown. I like that. I'm going to look at Devontae Adams receptions as well. And then in the Thursday game, we got Steelers minus 2.5 and total over 40.5. Remember, that's an adjusted line parlay. And then I got Steelers team total over 24.5. And I won over in the baseball game today. But anyways, guys, that's where I'm at on that. Hopefully you guys like my stuff. Again, if you want to win, play my best bets. I have 0 losses on the best bets, guys. 0. The answer is 0. 0 losses on the best bets. My 2 best bets were Mahomes over 1.5 TD passes and New England minus 7. Again, revenge game for Vrabel. I think he keeps the pedal to the metal and punches the lowly Titans in the face. Plus, I don't think the Titans want to win. I think the Titans are looking to get draft picks. They want the top draft picks. So I don't think the Titans are necessarily trying to win. They're just trying to work on their new quarterback. Patriots defense is really good. Patriots offense is getting even better. Drake May looks like a machine. Like I said, buy that down to 6.5 just in case there's a crazy backdoor to it. Maybe it's 27-13 and you get a lucky, end of the game, and then you tie. You don't want to tie there. You want that to be a win. Buy that to 6.5, guys. Anyways, guys, thank you for your time. This is Jacob from Wager Me This. If you don't have any questions for me, which I don't see any, then I'm gonna get on out of here. Y'all have a great day.